everyone, this is Haruka, and this is College Knowledge. College Knowledge with Haruka. This is my last video of the year, and what a year it's been. 2020 with the coronavirus pandemic has really been a cause of so much uncertainty for families and students and universities and the economy, so many levels of uncertainty. But, for that reason, today, for my final video, I wanted to talk about how college list building has been affected by the virus and see what lessons are to be learned for students who are juniors and sophomores as we move on to the next year. Okay, so how can we begin? This is one of the basic philosophies that I have about college list building. That is that when you're building a list, you have to balance three things: academic fit, social fit, and financial fit. This has been my philosophy before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and continues to be after the pandemic. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so whenever you're building a list, you think of all these things. Academic fit. This, particularly for most families, this is the first thing you think about. What is your student's academic record? What is their high school GPA? Unweighted, weighted? What are they thinking of studying in college? Do they have a path already set, or are they still undecided? The one element that has changed a lot is test scores, right? With COVID-19, up to about 2/3 of colleges and universities in the country have gone test optional or test blind, according to fairtest.org, which is pretty much the organization that has been at the forefront of keeping track of those statistics. Even the UCs have set out a plan to de-emphasize testing as part of the admissions process. And so they have announced on their website, as well as at various UC counselor conferences and on social media, etc., that for fall 2021 and fall 2022, they will be test optional. And then the following 2 years, for fall 2023 and 24, it will be test blind. What does that mean? Well, test optional means that the tests can be used depending on the campus, depending on the major, and then test blind means that it will not be considered. So you can see that the trend is definitely towards de-emphasis of these standardized tests. And if you want to understand a little bit more about the nuanced differences, you can go to my website, planeteducation.com, and go to the free resources website tab on the top, and then look for the information about the UCs, and you'll see that detail. Okay, the second thing I mentioned was social fit, right? Social, cultural fit. This all has to do with all the non-academic elements of list building. Usually I talk about extracurricular activities, because anything that a student has been really involved with before college is usually something that they want to continue. This is athletics, art, music, dance, extracurricular activities, robotics, debate, speech, anything, right? I mean, because you're more than just the academic side. But with this pandemic, so much of high school life has been disrupted. My heart aches for, students who are going through the whole high school experience during this time. And one of the things we have to realize is that even as we have the vaccine, coming up, and things are definitely looking brighter. We're all cautiously optimistic. Things are not going to change immediately, and so cautiously, if you are a junior or a sophomore and you're looking into extracurricular activities, be creative. You want to have some pandemic friendly activities too. Still, I noticed that even this year when I was reviewing a lot of senior essays, the activities are different. So kids are doing things like building websites or creating YouTube channels. There's a lot of social media involved, right? Because that's safe. You can do that from the safety of your home. Also, with regard to the pandemic, you do not want to write any essays that show yourself as a victim of this pandemic. You want to show yourself as someone who is part of the solution. So whether it is creating like one amazing student talked about creating a drone to help the sanitation efforts at a high school, right? Other students write about masks and distributing them, or distributing food for the homeless, that type of thing. Anything. You want to make sure that you are positioning yourself as part of the solution and not as the victim. And that type of attitude is going to be helpful for when you're building your school list, because it just shows what kind of person you are, how engaged you are on a college campus, high school campus. They all are related. Other things to be mindful of is if your student has, we have all suffered, right, from this almost a year sheltering in place, but safety first, right? And different schools have fared better than others, and some students have fared better than others. And if anxiety and depression is something that your student has, struggled with, you want to look into different schools that are more, how can I say, forgiving than others. If you feel that your student may need a little bit more support, then look for schools that are supportive, not one that is going to put them at the edge. There's a lot of trust that we need to rebuild and create, because trust is a foundation. We need to learn to, we have to make sure that the students are trustworthy, that they make the right decisions when they are no longer living with us, and following safety protocols, not just succumbing to peer pressure. We know that from looking at all of the data from the colleges, that some schools have had more intense outbreaks than others. Some schools have controlled the spread of coronavirus more than others. And so examining school policies and COVID dashboards on all the school campuses, this is also another way to determine whether school is worthy of being on your list. Okay? So my third fit characteristic is financial fit. Sometimes this is the one that's on the back burner. A lot of people are, putting this as a, people are in denial because college does cost a lot. But this year, more than ever, has been a bit of a reality check for a lot of families, because due to job losses or different financial hardships that frankly many families have had to deal with. So understanding the cost of attendance, COA, is exceptionally important. Understanding the different calculators that exist to help you anticipate the total cost of attendance is exceptionally important. You need to have some college reality check, heart-to-heart conversations with students and parents so that you make the very best decisions. I cringe when I hear families say things like, oh, we'll just apply to different schools and see what happens. You should not ever leave such a big decision, something that is actually the number two consumer, what is it called, it's the second largest purchase that a family ever makes next to their home is college education. So this is not something that you should make, very, last minute. You need to be thoughtful and be reality based. So know your numbers, and if you don't know what expected family contribution is, then you need to figure that out ASAP, while your student is a sophomore or a junior, not when they are, looking at their decisions spring of senior year. Okay, so there you have it. The academic fit, social fit, and financial fit. Those are the characteristics that are going to be balanced as you build your college list. Of these three, which one is the most important? Which one has to be first? Good question. I'm going to have to say financial fit. That's the first one you have to figure out, because whenever there's a big purchase, and college, frankly, is a purchase, you do need to know what your budget is. Just like if you're planning to purchase a house, going on a vacation to Hawaii, or purchasing a car, or purchasing a pair of sneakers, or a new computer, you have to start with at least, what is your budget? You don't just go, looking for a house anywhere and, because I want a nice ocean view or something like that, right? You have to start with some ballpark range for a budget first, and then figure out your academic fit requirements and your social requirements as well. In the beginning, it's hard, but start out with your preferences, and eventually, as you do your research, trust me, you will understand what is most important, and then eventually you will come up with your list of requirements and create a robust list of colleges to apply to. If this makes sense, I hope it does. I would love for you to join me for my College Knowledge webinars, which I will be launching in January 28th. I'm going to be launching a monthly subscription service, and my original price is $149 a month, but right now, if you sign up, it's available for $99 a month. College is expensive. There's a lot of risk and opportunity. I mean, this is one of the most important decisions that your family will ever make in your lifetime. So my goal is to inspire, motivate, and educate families so that you can make the best decisions possible. And with that, I hope you have a great last few days of the year. Wish you a happy new year. Bye-bye.